Hi there, I'm Darius, and I think you're gonna like what I have for you today. So, uh, what we have going for today are some gesture drawings, because I've been studying gesture as of late, and I think it's an important fundamental in drawing, as well as a inevitable frustration, and um, but there is a beauty to it, and that beauty is that it's fundamental in um, constructing the figure. And the reason I say that is because in a lot of what you see with the figure, there is a lot of motion and a story to the pose. So, I mean, even um, like posing, there's a lot of a movement and motion going on. And whether you see a cosplay or an illustration, there is a story behind that structure, and that structure is gesture. And I think it's important to focus on gesture because for me, uh, gesture has been uh, difficult to understand because it's like you're basically having to draw not so much what you see, but what you feel. And getting, uh, basically having to retrain myself into uh, not getting so caught up in details of the figure, because there is a lot of details in the figure. But those details stem from one um, idea, and much like how you eat a cake, right? The delicious part of it is the frosting. But that frosting lays on the cake, the foundation of the cake is the cake. And so, when it comes to drawing, the foundations for starters is gesture, because the gesture, it lays down the overall roadmap for the figure and understanding how to draw it. And then it just works from there. The studies that I've been doing, I've been looking at Michael Hampton's book for it, Figure Drawing, Design, and Invention. And his methods and his approach to gesture have been very eye opening. Um, so I'm basically trying to understand his methods and study from him and learn um, how it is that he goes about it, because the figure drawing and gesture, it's very freeing and very loose. Like, I don't have to worry about things looking perfect or things looking right necessarily. Because so long as it makes sense to me, then I can build upon that. And uh, gesture is has been a great way for me to let loose and not be so constricted into getting it perfect. Because it's like when it comes to me and like drawing something, I want it to look perfect. I want it to look great, But uh, it's been a problem that I've been facing. And when it comes to these gesture sketches, it's like, okay, so now I gotta throw away all of that and just focus on what I'm feeling with what I'm seeing, So I've been doing these 2-minute sketches that you've been seeing, and as I've been uh, drawing them in my head, it's like, okay, so now I need to retrain myself to not think so much into what I am seeing. And so that has been very freeing because now it's like now I'm just breaking it down to basic thought and emotion into what I'm seeing, and that is something that is neat about gesture because it's not about drawing necessarily what you see. It's like drawing what you feel, and what I feel is so much at once. And so that's the good thing about like timing yourself. It's like giving yourself uh, a strict time um, and like how do I say it? Like a fixed a thought process to it to go about it because it's like again there are so many details going on throughout the figure, but it's like doing it timed. It gives you uh more focus into what's important. So like right here, what I want to focus on is the jacket, the overall idea of the jacket, as well as just the posture of the figure, so that I can then work on other little things like the hands and the face. But no, I got too constricted and didn't have time for the lower part of the body. So again, it's been very loose and learning to basically having to retract my steps in going about the figure because it's like again I'm having to like ooh, okay, let's try this again and not be so uh fixated on the details because there is a lot of details when it comes to an image, and gesture drawing is all about uh deconstructing those details into uh basic ideas, and um that's where it gets a little frustrating, but not in the bad way of frustrating. Like frustrating as in, okay, so how do I figure this out? You know, how do I go about this in a way that I can understand? So it's been good with time, and these gesture drawings, I've done my best to understand what I'm seeing and put it in a way that makes sense and that isn't so limiting because it's again not trying to make something that looks perfect but just something that I can understand, and that if I was to wanted to build on it then I can loosely uh, reference the gesture. So yeah, that's basically it. um, I hope you've enjoyed this little talk that we've been having. It's been very nice, and I've really enjoyed doing these little gesture drawings. I definitely do want to get more and more on gesture because it is very important. But yeah, that's pretty much it. See you later.